Welcome back to Viltrumics. Before the break, we discussed some of our overall thoughts on the Adam Eve special, but now we want to dive into specific parts of the rewatch that we really enjoyed. Megan, let's start with you this time. What were some of your favorite moments from Invincible Adam Eve?
Honestly, I love the whole opening sequence where we see the original Guardians in action, just because prior to this, we only see them in the very first episode. So it's cool to see them and see a bit more of their like team dynamic here. And obviously we've seen a lot of Immortal, but it's cool to see him bounce off of War Woman, and we see a young Black Samson. We see the male Green Ghost, who I know in the comics he's a guy as well, and then gender flipped for when the show premiered. But it does make me wonder, like is the Green Ghost's mantle like how many have there been in this world now? Like at least two. Um,
Yeah, that's interesting.
will there be another one? Maybe is it just like anyone can kind of pop those or like whatever it is that gives you the power.
Huh, that's an interesting
Mhm.
choice they made.
It's interesting. And then Aquarius is also here.
Hmm.
And they fight the Lizard League, who interesting seeing them, in season two, and they kind of do some damage to the new Guardians.
Mhm.
But obviously, like against the original Guardians, it's no contest.
But in the Adam Eve special, we see like a younger version of the Lizard League that we know in season two, right?
Yeah, it's a slightly, yeah, younger, slightly different because wow, I can never remember any of their names.
The
Um,
Lizard Queen.
but yeah, the guy who like leads the Lizard League in season two is like just a kind of a kid here, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool. And also Omni-Man shows up and he's like a good guy. So that's kind of fun to see as well.
Um, that's one thing I love about this episode too, is it like takes a lot of what we've seen in season one and season two and implements it in different ways in this special. So it like all kind of comes back. So that's fun.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And then we just jump straight into the birth of Adam Eve.
We do.
Um, and we talked about it at the start of this episode, but she's kind of like handed off to the Wilkins and told that they're told that she's their actual baby when she is actually not. Um, yeah, I mean it's a pretty just like what's the word? Like as like the origin story of character. It's
Mhm.
just, sad. Um, her actual mom, well, I guess she appears later in the episode, technically.
Yeah.
It's just a baby that kind of has no say in any of this.
Yeah, it's interesting because we see this character, Dr. Brandyworth, kind of be the hero of the episode, but if you think about it, like he has like kind of been in on this whole Adam Eve like creation from what it
Yeah,
seems like from the beginning. So I think
right.
he kind of redeems himself and he like realizes what his morals are at the end of this episode and decides to save Eve and give her to a normal family.
Do you, if you were Eve in this scenario and you realized that you had powers, but because of all this like experimentation stuff, like how would you feel? Because the powers are pretty cool. Like she has really cool powers. Um, but obviously it's someone like tampered with you as like a baby. Um, would you? How would you feel?
Hmm. Well, I would hope that I would kind of feel the same way Eve does. What I love about her is that like she has been through some shit, and we see that play out in this episode, but she still decides to like be a good guy with her powers. So I would hope that I would be a good guy with my powers.
Yeah.
And I think it's so like sad to see Eve like try to make a friend in the girl named Val. And Val is
Mhm.
immediately like, "You're a weirdo." Like I would hope that my friends thought I would was cool.
Yeah, I feel like if I was a young kid, I mean, even now, if you were like, Megan, I actually have superpowers, and you made me like a cheeseburger out of thin air, I'd be like, this is awesome. I'm moving to LA so I can get more cheeseburgers.
That's funny.
Um, yeah, but her friend Val is not that chill about it.
Yeah. That's another thing though that I love about this episode is that her and Val like hang out in a treehouse. And then in season one, we see Adam Eve make her own like tree house. I thought that
Yeah.
was a cool detail as well. Um, so it makes me wonder like how much detail the comic had versus like what the like what they decided to bring back in the Adam Eve special to like kind of connect season one and season two.
Right, yeah. That's a good observation with the treehouse. Um, I never had a treehouse as a well, as a kid. Like I've never had one. Uh,
Either.
but I always thought it would be so sick.
Same.
Hey, I don't even know if any of my friends had one when
I
I was.
was I was just gonna say the same thing. I don't know if I ever was in a treehouse.
Yeah, it felt like something that you kind of only saw in like movies and TV.
Yeah,
But I know it's a people have them, but I would love to have one at some point.
me
Uh,
too. Even as an adult.
yeah, yeah, an adult treehouse. It'd be sick. Have your friends over, sit up there, drink. I don't know,
And
play games. It'd be awesome. Um, so hopefully, eventually, we'll have our own tree houses.
yeah, manifesting.
Yeah, it's on
Um,
my life bucket list.
let's talk about young Eve and also Eve's love for Legos.
Yes, yes,
After I
yes.
sneeze. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to sneeze anymore.
Okay, okay. She's gonna wait to do it like mid sentence. Yeah, she loves Legos because I guess she likes the idea of like moving things around.
And
Uh,
building.
yeah. Um, and then like we see her as a kid and her babysitter is like studying for his chem test or something, and she knows all of it because I guess it's just kind of wired into her.
Mhm.
Um,
You're just so reminiscent of all these characters, Megan.
I'm reminiscent.
Yeah, because
Oh, just like I
he
remind
loves
you.
Legos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's just like me.
Yeah, just young Eve though.
Yeah.
Why don't we see adult Eve play with Legos more?
Yeah, she outgrew it.
Never.
Uh, yeah. As I don't know. Girls outgrow Legos, guys never do. Um,
I think that's not true.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You like Legos. Kate likes Legos. A lot of people like Legos, as they should. But I think Eve is she has other things on her mind than playing with Legos.
I guess so. Yeah.
But it is too bad because I bet Mark Grayson. He seems like a Lego guy to me.
Yeah, he definitely seems like a Lego guy.
Yeah.